It's not going to be easy. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worth it. There's a difference. Welcome to Piano Video Lessons Year 1, Unit 6. Today's lesson is Lesson 2. You can click the info card to come on over to PianoVideoLessons.com. In this lesson, we're going to be learning to play the Brahms Lullaby, which is in F major. We learned all about F major in Lesson 1. This video is sponsored by my patrons at Patreon. Click the info card to learn more. So in our first lesson, we learned everything that you needed to know about playing in the key of F and using B flat as we play. You can see I still have my little gems on the keys here helping to target our eyes toward the black key. So if you skipped that lesson, you really should go back, because I'm not just teaching you how to play this song, I'm teaching you how to play piano. And it's important to understand how the music theory all fits together. We looked at the circle of fifths, and we're focusing here on the key of F major, which uses a B flat. So the first thing that we can do is pull the sheet out from our ebook, and there's also a practice sheet that you can use when you're getting ready to practice this on your own. So let's have a look at the piece first. I mentioned about key signatures, and you can see right here that there is a B flat at the beginning of each of these lines all the way through the piece. So the whole entire piece is in the key of F major. And we can also look at the very end and see that the last note of the piece is the note F, and that is to be expected when we're playing in the key of F. So the first thing that we need to do is just scan through the music here and see if we can find some B flats. So let's just look at the third line of the treble staff and see if we can find any notes that live on that third line. So the first one is right here. So that is going to be played as a B flat. Now you'll notice there's no flat written in the music because it's covered here by the key signature. And as we continue on, we can find another one here. Now you could go through and circle all of these B's, but I'd encourage you not to. I would encourage you to just practice locating them by scanning the music and seeing where those B's are going to land. And every time you play this piece of music, before you begin to play, look for your B flats. So in the treble clef in the right hand, we're going to be looking on line 3, because that's where B is located. Again, if you need any help with your note reading, check out the note speller for piano. That's a great way to brush up on your notes. So let's look now in the bass clef, and there are 2 common places that we're going to find our B flat, and that's on line 2. Second line of bass staff, and also just right up here above the staff, sitting on the top, sitting above the top line. So let's see if we can find some B flats. So nothing here. I'm just going to look at line 2 first of all. Nothing here on line 2. Nothing here on line 2. Nothing here on line 2. So let's go back and see if we can find any in the space. Nothing in the space above the staff. Okay, this page has no B flats in the left hand. We might get a little complacent thinking there aren't going to be any, but right away on the next page we can see there's a B flat to start off with. So let's keep looking for this line 2, B flat. Here's another one. I'm not going to circle it, I'm just going to remember that it lives there. And I think that's the last one. Yes, that's the last one on line 2. Let's go back and see if any are sitting up here above the staff, and I don't see any on page 1. And I actually also don't see any on page 2. So there are only 1, 2, correct me if I'm wrong, there are only 2 B flats in the left hand's entire performance. So if you're going to play this piece, I'm not sure how comfortable you are. I'm going to assume that you need as much help as I can give you. So the way I would work this piece to get started is I would start off hands separately, and I would start to just work out what I'm going to play. And you can see here that we have F, skip, and skip, and that's an F chord. Those 3 notes, if I played them at the same time, would make an F triad. And then I have another exact same F triad here, and another same one right here. So already I've figured out what's going on in those 3 measures by understanding the music. Instead of thinking F to A to C, I just think of my chords in the key of F, and I see that I play that one 3 times in broken form. Then it changes. So now I have 3 space notes. Aha, that is also a chord, a triad. So the bottom note is in space 2, so I'm going to move down, and that's C, E, G, and it plays it again, C, E, G, again, and again. Then I'm going to move back to F. 5, 3, 1. So there's only one finger number written here, but because it's skip, 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 we can interpret the finger numbers. Now here we're going to have our 5 down on B flat. So let's just place it there, and oh look, line, line, line. That is also one of our diatonic chords from the key of F. It's the 4 chord. So we have 1, 2, 3. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's B flat, D, and F. And then my 5 is here on the F line, and it's line, line, line again. Another chord. Then space, space, space. That's a chord. C on the bottom. Line, line, line. That's F chord. B flat, D, F. 3 lines. B flat triad. Then here, this is something that you may or may not recognize. I hope you do. This is an F triad. It's F, A, but it's got C on the bottom instead of on the top. Just popped it down to the bottom. So this is a second inversion F triad. We talked a lot about inversions in our last unit. So that just means that we have flipped the F triad over a couple of times until C's on the bottom. And so this is a second inversion F major triad. But basically it's just these 3 notes, F, A, C. And then we're going to keep the C with our 5, and we're going to relax into space, 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 which we see as a C triad. And then we're going to hop ourselves all the way down to F. Just a single note to end the piece. So what you would want to do now is practice the left hand by itself. So you can have just individual notes on a nice steady beat playing through the left hand. Try not to leave a gap anytime you have to change positions. So right up here, I'm finishing the C chord and I'm hopping up to F chord and then down to B flat chord. So all of these changes of position could become a little trouble, but there is a little technique I can show you that will make you improve the amount of time it takes to move when you have to change position. So the first place we had to change position was right here. So what you can do is play the first notes leading up to the change. So here we have the F triad, right here, F triad, and then it hops. So we're just going to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll play the next notes. So that wasn't so bad. Let's do it again. F triad. Now this time let's count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll play. That wasn't so bad. Let's count to 3. 1, 2, 3. That wasn't so bad. Let's count to 2. 1, 2. That wasn't so bad. Let's just say the number 1. 1. And I moved right down. And now let's not say anything. Let's just try to go. Nice. So you can practice. If at any point it's tricky, the amount of time you've counted, if it's actually hard, then increase the number until that's easy, and then speed it up and speed it up. So that little practicing technique is great anytime you have to shift positions and you notice that your beat is not keeping up. So now we can look at the right hand. So we're going to start off here with two notes that are the same, and it's 2/8 notes on A. So A, skip, A, skip. So I used my 3rd finger there because it's 2 space notes, and I've been learning along these lessons that when you play a 3rd, you should always use a finger that is skipped here. So 1 to 3. If we had started on a 2, we would go 2 to 4, but the music says start with 1. And then the same pattern happens again. Now, what happens here is we have another pair of 2/8 notes, but it's going to change notes. It goes a skip up right away, and it says to use finger 2. So 1, 2, and the reason for that is to help us have a 5 reaching all the way to this note. So 1, 2, 5, down, down, repeat, down. Now it says 1. Let's see what note that is. It's a G, so I'm moving down. Oh, and look. Here is a B flat coming right up. So I'm going to go 1 up, B flat, skip. 1 up, B flat, hold. So I'll start here again. G, A, B flat, skip. G, A, B flat, hold. Then we have 1, 2, 4. Okay, you might have to practice that just to get used to opening up your hand. The reason for that is so that you can have your 5 available for the last note of this phrase. So we have 1, 2, 4, down, down, skip, neighbor. So anytime you see finger numbers, 1, 2, 4, check to see which notes you're playing and just practice those slowly. 1, 2, 4, down, down, skip, skip a finger, neighbor. Now here I have 1, 1 on F, and then all the way up 5 to this F on the high F. And then my 3 is on, from 5, I have a skip to 3, and here's the flat, and then I'm going to bring my 4 into C. So let's try that. 5, and then 3, 1 on flat, bring your 4 into C, and slide back out to the white zone. So I played 5, and then I played 3. Now you notice as I played 5 and 3, I started to slide my hand in towards the top of the keys because my thumb is going to have to play this black key, and my thumb is a short finger. You can't play it from out here. I would have to do this crazy wrist twist. And I even still slid in. If I didn't want to slide in, I would have to do this crazy twist, and that's very uncomfortable, not very pianistic, and it won't work in the long term. So all we're going to do is slide in and play the white key a little further in, and then bring our 4 out to C. And we can just slide back out here again. And then I have, from a space, space. So I've got skips down here, 4, hold, 2, 1. Now here's 3, and it's on the B, which is flat, walking up. And this is similar again, 1, 1, all the way, reach the octave up to F. So really don't reach, just make a little rainbow. You want to keep your hand very relaxed when you play. And this is the same thing. 3, black zone, 2, back out. Oh, 4, I guess. 4, let's see. Yeah, it's a 4 again. When there's no fingering given on a same passage, most of the time, it's identical to what you've played before. So we had this 1, 1, 5, 3, 1, 4, slide out, 2, 1, and here's 3, and that says B, but we know B's are flat. Down, down, and then ending on F. So that's each hand broken down for this piece. You should practice each of the hands separately. Look for the B flats, make sure you understand them, look for the fingering, find the placements. It might not be easy. If it's not easy, stick with hands separately. If it's easy, you're ready for hands together. So we're going to cover that in this next part of our lesson. What you're going to do first is you're going to tap the rhythm. So it's going to go 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I've tapped as far as here. And I'm just using my right hand to tap the right hand rhythms. I'm using my left hand to tap the left hand rhythm. So I'm going to keep going from here. 3 and 1, 2. 3, next line, 2. 3 and 1 and 2. 3, 1, 2. Now I'm here. 3 and left, 2. 3 and left, 2. 3 and both, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3 and 1, 2. 3 and 1, 2. 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now we can start to break the piece into smaller sections and practice it both hands together. So let's just have a look at the ending of the piece. Let's just play this last line here. We start with 3, 2, 1, cross to 2, and left hand is going to play triad up from C down to F. So let's try that with both hands together. We're going to go really slowly. And we're going to do that again. So one hand is crossing over, the other one is reaching. You want to work your piece in these little micro bites and do it slowly so you understand what you're playing. Don't rush yourself. This is not a race. We're trying to train our fingers to play this accurately. So we're just going to keep reviewing that until it's comfortable. I know I've sort of shown you a lot of times here, but I need you to do that. Every time you learn a new little section, I need you to go so carefully. So I'm going to back it up now, and I'm going to start playing right here. I'm going to play these two right hand notes, and then I'm going to come in with high F. So it's F, 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 and then I had that 3, 1, 4. Remember that? And then here's the ending that we already did. So from F, F, reach, my left hand's going to be down here on a B flat triad. Super slowly. 3, 1. Let's just do that again. F, F, F. Now my 1 is on the black key. So you notice both of my hands are using B flats here. F, F. 1, 2, 3, and now I bring my 4 into the C, and my left hand coming into C. And then those last two notes. So it goes 4, and then left is 2, and then A and A with 2, 1. So 4, 2, 1. That was my right hand. 4, 2, 1, and my left is 5, 2, 1. So I'll try it again. F, F, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and then here's our ending that we just practiced. Now that might feel weird again, in which case, just keep it in this little small section. What happens a lot of time with adult learners is we have such a good idea about how we know we want the piece to sound. We just want to be able to play it. We want our fingers to be coordinated. We want it to be easy. We want it to make sense, but it's not easy. And it does make sense, but there's a lot to make sense of. So if you're playing from this line here and then this feels tricky, go back and practice this some more and then come through it again. So now let's assume that you've got this comfortable. And I don't want you to go on until you do have it comfortable. Then you're going to come back up here and start from this line and bring it into this repeated same passage. So we're going to have, actually we're going to take it all the way from back here because that's where the actual repeated pattern starts. So I'll just erase this. Here we go. So we're going to start here with F, F, reach. This should feel kind of comfortable because we did just do it. And this part is a little different because it's not the ending. So now we'll go with both hands. We have F, F. Now we're down here on the B flat, reaching up for F. And then I'm going to bring my 4 in, and I'm going to move to the F chord in the left. And then I have 2, 1. And now here I'm going to move to a C chord, and I'm going to walk up and move back to an F chord. So I've stopped right here, but I'm going to loop this again. This is what you need to do, and you need to pause the video and practice these sections. So F, F, reaching up and down to B flat, and 3, 1, 4 moves left hand to F. Then I have 2, 1 in the right. Now I'm going to be walking up the notes here on the right at B flat, C, D. My left goes back to a C chord, and then it comes back to an F chord. Lots of left hand hopping. So I'm going to assume now you're pausing this video and practicing all of this through to the end. If you find these other sections are giving you trouble again, review them again, try it through from here, and then come back and try some more. I know you're going to do this because I know that you want to learn how to play piano. I know you want to get this under your belt. I know that you want to understand it. It's not going to be easy. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be worth it. There's a difference. So let's see where we can back this up to. That's a good spot. Right there. I'll make another line. So this is a little ending here. We're going to have 1 on G, 2 on B flat, up, reaching for E, and then stay close. So here I'm just going to have a C chord and an F chord. So here I'm going to go slowly. G, B flat. So G, B flat. I said I would go slow, so I will. And then hop to F. And that's where the next part starts. So here we go. 1, 2, C chord, left, pop to F chord. So what if you're really finding this too hard? Well, what I suggest you do is practice the hands separately again. Get really comfortable on each hand. I know some of you are going to struggle with this with coordination. There's no race. This is your game. Don't rush yourself. Practice that section. Practice it until you can do it, and then keep going and play to the end. So once you feel that this is coming, you'll come back in. Hop to F. And here's the part we already practiced. Down to B flat. And here's that interesting black zone in the right. And then we have B flat on the right going up. Down to B flat on the left. And here's that second inversion in the left hand. And then we have 3, 2, 1, cross. All right, we're ready for another chunk. So I'm just going to keep chunking these with these little TTs in front. And so here we're going to have 1, 2, 3, skip. 1, 2, 3, and this is an easy one. Look, 2 C triads, 2 in a row. We're saving the easy stuff for last. So here we go, running up. So I did all the way to the end of the page. And now we can take this next chunk back from here. 1, 2, 5. So we have 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2. We're going to have an F chord and a C chord. So here we go. Down to C chord. So the right hand was pretty simple. The left, oops, I didn't hear the note. The left is going to have to jump down. And now we can play from the very beginning. So we're going to start with 2 F chords in the left. Keep your beat steady. I kept on going. It was sounding so pretty. I'm going to stop here. So if you're having trouble, I know some of you are going to have trouble, you're going to be frustrated. The thing to do is slow down. Play smaller sections, which might even mean playing one hand or the other for just a small section. And do lots of repetition, playing it slowly many, many times until it feels easy for you. I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and if you did, I would love it if you would consider becoming a sponsor on Patreon. You can click the link in the info card for more information. Now you can write this piece on your 40-piece challenge sheet, if I can locate mine here. It's somewhere hiding in my pile. Write this piece down at the top of your 40-piece challenge. Up here, Lullaby, and just keep on practicing this. There's another piece coming up in the next 3 lessons. We're going to be learning to play from the New World by Dvorak, but practice this lullaby until you've got it in your back pocket. And we'll see you in the next lesson. Thanks for watching.